Is Artlist actually worth switching to as the best royalty-free music service here in 2024? I've used this site as well as their competitors for quite a while, and what I've found is pretty interesting. I also want to mention that Artlist gave me a link to give to you guys that if you decide you want to get Artlist, it'll give you 2 free months added onto your subscription, so definitely do that. It's 2 free months. Sick. The first thing I want to note that's different from previous years is this massively updated home screen. Remember, nowadays Artlist doesn't just provide stock music and sound effects, they also provide footage and templates and plugins through Artlist Max. The website greets you right at the top with recommended songs based on your previous downloads so that you can have an easy start to your music browsing. Below that is an accordion gallery of trending stock footage, which is just so smooth. I don't see as much practical use for this section, to be honest, because most people, when you're looking for stock footage, you already know the particular type of shot that you need to put into your video, so browsing stock footage doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it is just, I mean, it's so satisfying. Next, there's recommended templates, curated sound effects that look to be based on Valentine's Day, which is coming up, then some themes, and finally an artist showcase. Everything about this homepage runs really smoothly. It's got this elegant but simple UI, and this design, I love it so much. And this is going to be a motif throughout the rest of the website. Big word, motif. I tried to find how many songs Artlist has by looking online, and I couldn't find anything current, which was really annoying. But then I remembered I have a contact at the company, so I'll just email her. I emailed her, and she came back to me and said, "We don't really like to say how many we have because they're always changing." Okay, kind of weird, bit of an excuse, but she also said the music and the sound effects combined, they're at like 110,000, which doesn't help me at all because they could very well have 100,000 sound effects, which are easy, and then just the 10,000 songs. So which is it? Basically, I have to just like split the difference and do an educated guess, and let's just say that there's like around 25 to 30,000 songs on Artlist. Either way, Artlist has a good amount of tracks to the point that you're never gonna run out. The quality of the music is a much more subjective judgment, right? Because even though all these sites have the same genres, a lo-fi song on Artlist is gonna be different than a lo-fi song on Epidemic Sound. What I always recommend when it comes to these things is all of these sites, you can go online, make a free account, and just listen to the music to see if you like it. One thing I can guarantee though is that the actual recording quality of the songs is going to be good. They're all professional recordings. You can download them in either MP3 or the higher quality WAV or WAV format. The main browse or search page for music is really simple, which I like quite a bit. You can sort and filter by vocals, BPM, and duration at the top, and over here on the left, you can filter by mood, theme, genre, and instrument. Just below those, there's a spotlight menu. Here's where you'll find a bunch of collections that people at Artlist have put together to fit certain themes. Maybe it's songs that sound like they could be in a Quentin Tarantino movie, or tracks that would be really good to use when showcasing your best work in a reel. These spotlight collections are a great way to find inspiration for a video if you're not really sure what kind of music you want, but you have an idea of what the video is going to be like. And I really appreciate that they've gotten creative with these playlists and made ones based on popular new movies that have come out, or like really specific video types. It's cool. There's even a whole section that features videos or ads that have used Artlist's music in the past, which is neat, but I mean, it's not super necessary. Once you've found a song that you like, you can add it to one of your own collections, favorite it, or download it over here. If you think the song is good, but just not quite the perfect fit, you can check out the Find Similar feature that Artlist has by clicking these 2 overlapping circles. These suggested tracks are simply songs that have similar tags to the one that you clicked, so it's not incredibly accurate all the time. Compared to its competition, it's sort of one of the weaker Find Similar features, but it still gets the job done. A lot of songs on Artlist that have vocals will have an instrumental version without the vocals attached. You can find that by clicking this little downward pointing arrow. Now here's a con. One of the things that I really don't like about Artlist is there's not a whole lot of customization when it comes to the music. Usually there's only one version, maybe 2, there's like an instrumental version, but that's if you're lucky. Most of the time you're stuck with the track that you download, and you have to use that track in its entirety in your videos. You can't section out different parts of the song, like the melody or the drums and whatnot, to edit them separately, which is one of my favorite aspects of other sound services or music services. I use stems all the time, especially for documentaries and that sort of thing. It really gives a lot of flexibility when editing with the music. And since Artlist doesn't have that, it's pretty hampering to me. Not everybody uses stems, but if you are an avid stem user, this is certainly something that's very important to know about Artlist. The sound effects are very high quality and they benefit massively from Artlist's simple UI. If we go by my previous calculations, Artlist should have around like 80 to 85,000 sound effects, which is good. It's a good number. When you have so many assets, this side tab browse feature thing really works out well because it keeps everything so simple and stops it from being overwhelming. It's easy to just go from ambience to forest and then add any of the extra keywords that you want up at the search bar at the top. Personally, I use Artlist for all of my sound effects because this UI is just so streamlined. I'm able to get in and out really quickly, finding high quality sound effects that I love and I need for my videos. And that's the key, right? Quick and easy. There's also a whole section of musical sound effects like loops and stingers and transitions that come really in handy for certain types of edits. I haven't seen this musical sound effect category on other sites, so another big win for Artlist's sound effects department. The footage on Artlist is really very good. It's the same stuff that you'll find on ArtGrid, and it doesn't feel like stock footage, you know? I hate to use the word cinematic because that word is just so abused, but let me pull up some free stock footage and check it out compared to this Artlist footage. It's like there's no competition at all. There's definitely a good amount of footage on the site that is artsy and maybe would be used for like very specific types of videos, but the stuff that's really gonna make a difference to a lot of people's productions is simple things, like all of these landscape videos. The aerial videos too will bump up your production quality immediately. Imagine you're doing a vlog or a video in New York City or Paris. Having an establishing shot of the city with a drone is just incredible. Well, just pull some off of Artlist. I've done it before, nobody noticed. Actually, a lot of National Geographic documentaries, a lot of TV shows, if you look in the credits, you'll see that they use at least like 3 different websites where they pull stock footage. And I guarantee that while you were watching that episode of that Nat Geo documentary, you didn't notice which footage was shot by the team they sent out there and which was just stock footage. And compared to sites like Pond5 or Shutterstock, licensing footage from Artlist is super cheap. Those other sites will charge you hundreds of dollars just to license one shot for a client project, okay? Like it's wild over there. I am not a templates person. Honestly, I kind of despise them at my very core, but Artlist does have a lot of templates. Since I don't really use them, my opinion here doesn't really matter, but I'll let you know some of like the details. They have templates that work with Final Cut, Premiere Pro, After Effects, and DaVinci Resolve now, which are sort of like the big 4 editing softwares. And they do have more than just templates in this section. There's some overlays and elements and effects that have come in handy like once or twice. And I know I'm not being very helpful with the templates at all, but you can check them out yourself. If you have a free account on Artlist, you can go find them and see if you actually like them, because as a non-template user, I can't tell you whether these things are good or not. Templates to me have always just seemed like they produce more work than they're worth. Arguably the most important thing after all of this is whether Artlist makes it easy to copyright clear your videos so you don't miss out on any monetization. The good news is it actually is very simple. In the account page, there's a clear list tab, and in here you just look up your YouTube channel and type in your social media handles, and Artlist makes sure that they don't copyright claim any of your content. With the Pro subscription, you can also directly clear any client videos or any of your own videos that you post by pasting a link to that video down in this lower section of the clear list. This sort of system is becoming standard for these royalty-free music licensing services, but it's nice nonetheless. Now we got to talk about money. Pricing's important. Artlist gives you a bunch of options, and I'll go over those, but it's important to know, this is very important, pay attention. Aside from the social music and sound effects plan, Artlist only allows you to pay for a subscription for an entire year in advance. So while you're looking at these prices, and I'm gonna say these prices in a month to month or like a cost per month manner, actually you're paying that times 12 because you have to pay for a whole month in advance. It's sort of like it's a clever little marketing thing they do to make it seem cheaper. YouTubers who only have one channel or account per social media platform and don't care about footage or templates should go for the music and sound effects social plan at $10 per month. YouTubers who have multiple channels or creators who do client projects sort of on the side, like freelance editing or video production, if you don't care about footage and templates, go for the music and sound effects pro plan. This costs $16.58 per month, which is very specific. I don't know why, but okay. If for some reason all you want is footage and templates, well, that's sort of obvious. Go for the footage and templates plan at $30 per month. This will give you access to those footage and templates and allow you to use them, license them for client work. So it's totally cleared. And finally, if you want music, sound effects, footage, and templates, and some other stuff that really isn't very important, go for the Artlist Max plan. Again, this will clear you for your own productions, up to 3 linked channels, plus as many client productions as you want. However, most people like you that I talk to are really just interested in music and sound effects. So if you want to see another option, because you're not convinced about Artlist, check out my review of their top competitor, Epidemic Sound, right up over here.